Hello and welcome to Someone is Still Mowing Their Lawn. I'm Beth. I was waiting for them to stop, and they're not. So, done waiting. I just want to start my recording so I have something for next week. I'm going to do my best to try and be more concise, keep this a little shorter, because now that I'm done with all my stuff at the library, like all the painting stuff I had to do, I want to focus on the Fandemonium, which is coming up next month. I think it's like September 24th. Anyways, I'll be attending that, and I've been thinking about my booth, which is smaller, so I need to figure out how to like condense all this stuff I'm gonna have there. So to explain, if you don't know what the Fandemonium is, which, I mean, unless you like live in the area, I doubt it. Okay, so from my understanding, it's hosted by a library here, and it's like to bring in local artists and obviously support their work, and they can sell their stuff there. That's basically it. Last year we were like under this big tent, it was so nice. They had it like enclosed, so it was like air conditioned, because it was really hot last year. But anyways, that's what that is, and there's not like the partial cubicle booth thingies. It's not anything super fancy. Everyone just kind of has their own table, and you put your stuff obviously on the table, under the table, whatever. Some people like went crazy and did all these cool decorations and crap, and like I didn't know how far people were gonna go, so like I took a tablecloth and like some netted material. It's black tablecloth, plastic, pretty sure it was from the Dollar Tree, and then my netted material, which I kind of angled the other way, and then I put my crate of prints on the table, and that was like it. That's all I did. So this year I want to be a little more prepared, and last year I was still kind of just drawing. Like that was the only kind of art stuff I had to sell. But this year, I'm trying to think what changed, what changed and why. But I started crafting. Somehow I got into doing junk journal stuff. Oh, for Christmas, that's what it was. I was like, I have got to make my own Christmas gifts for my family, and so now I gotta cram. And I wanted to sell stuff on Etsy, which I still haven't posted anything there. There's so much like tedious work to do. Anyways, I am still going to do it. I have to get over this Fandemonium hurdle, and then like things will slow down, my garden will slow down, and I'll finally, like closer to late fall, kind of like winter time, I'm gonna be able to focus more on doing like the tedious things, putting stuff up on Etsy and labeling all the shipping and weighing everything and describing every single freaking item. But that being said, that's in the future. I need to be here, and then now I'm thinking about the Fandemonium. I have a very loose sketch over here of what I wanted to do. So I just wanted to plot it out a little bit more. So anyway, I have this very loose sketch of what I want to do. All I have is the single table, which is just a little bit bigger than my desk here. So I'm trying to think, how can I maximize my space and not interfere with other people's space either, because you know there's like maybe a foot gap in between my table and the person next to me. So I want to make sure my stuff isn't flowing over into their side. Because we don't have dividers or anything, so I just need to make sure I'm aware of that. So my first thought was, if I can do a double-decker thing with, I'm thinking my junk journals, actually I think my junk journals will be on the top, the ones that are heavily decorated and I spent hours and hours on. And then down here I have a ton of book covers are already made up, and I was thinking about just adding plain paper, so if people just wanted a sketchbook with like a junk journal cover, because some people want that. Some people just want to be able to do their own stuff and they don't want all the nonsense of the stuff up here in the junk journal. So the box I have available is a little bit bigger, which is why the junk journals would go on top, I think, because that box is a little smaller. And I know, I'm crazy. I'm thinking about, how can I assemble this double-decker thing myself with cardboard. Yes, with cardboard, with hot glue. The junk journals are not that heavy, and it only has to last me a day. And if I like do my kind of the paper mache technique where I glue all the pieces on there, I don't think I posted the second trash can I made, but that's what I did. Instead of individually wrapping each piece before I glued everything together, and then I used smaller scraps of paper and I glued all over it, covering up all my glue stick mess. That was a little too much. That still took too long, but anyways, that's another story for another time. For this, maybe I could go overboard and do all of that mess. In my head, I'm picturing like it'll be more sturdy if I did it that way. I'm still not fully decided. I don't fully know, but I'm thinking if I have like masking tape, hot glue, even I might have some duct tape in here if I just go crazy. But my issue is also that here's my thing. I'm making stuff out of trash, but I don't want it to look like trash, or I want to disguise the trash as much as possible. Because I'm willing to go all junkyard, but I want to somehow like pretty it up, you know? Put it in wrapping paper so people don't know that it's a mess underneath. So all that being said, here, my double-decker thing, that's the big thing I wanted to make today. This is just my crate that I already have. It has my prints in it. Last year, that was another year where I kind of, even just having prints, like ordering them and stuff, it was still last minute enough. Like, things just crash into me unexpected. Like it should be expected, but it feels unexpected because stuff just happens, life happens, and suddenly I'm like, holy crap, like I have 2 days. And then, because I was gonna paint this, because, you know, the light oak, not my favorite, looked very country-ish, and though I live in the country, I don't feel like, you know, country cowboy girl like some of the rednecks here. That's not judgment, I'm just saying that's not who I am. And last year, I don't know what it was, like I had all my prints in my crate, and I, the artist, I was sitting right here, right? Here I am. Here's all my art. And I had a tiny, in their defense it was tiny, I had a little card that said, hey, here's my email if you want to contact me about commissions. And there were some people that did not know this was my artwork. I'm like, where the frick do you think I got it? Why would I be selling it if it's not my artwork? So, I feel like it's like a zoo. Like I have to label each box piece and be like, these are junk journals. And here in their natural habitat, here's what they are. Here's what they look like. Here's what you can use them for. Because you would be surprised how some people just don't know what some of this stuff is, or the fact that I would be selling it, even though I'm at a booth selling my stuff. Like, I feel like that got lost on people, like they didn't realize I was selling shit. I'm like, bro, I have a booth. Like, why else would I be here? But all that aside, I feel like I need like a brief description, because no one wants to read a book. People have other booths to look at. So if I have a brief summary, these are junk journals, these are what you do with them, these are blank sketchbook things where I handmade the covers, and then these are prints of my art, Half-Beth, who is sitting at the table, and maybe I'll have like an artist description on a piece of laminated paper or something. And then I was thinking about making my own business cards, because yeah, I know I could order them and they could look all sleek and nice, but like everything I do is trash. Why not also make my business card out of trash? Why not? And that was the other thing. Speaking of the trash cans, I want something, like they have to be on the ground. Like I can't have it in the middle, because that's where I'm going to be sitting, and I don't want a wall between me and a potential customer. Not too much of one anyway, so I have to figure that out. I was thinking underneath the table, but I think people are too polite / hesitant to like look at stuff, because that was my other issue last year. People, like, they didn't know they could flip through my prints. I'm like, dude, that's the only way I'm going to sell them. Look through my prints, holy crap. So anyways, I need to make it very clear for people who are just passing by or maybe too shy to say anything to me, like, to let them know, hey, these trash cans down here, they're for sale. So I think I'm gonna have to make a tag for that, kind of like what I'm gonna do with these. These are all for sale and these are what they are. So all that stuff out of the way, that's like what I'm thinking of, and that's my issue, is just all the stuff I have. It's gonna be hard condensing it into my one space, my one little table, and to make sure that everyone can see all of it. And ideally, I'd still like a tablecloth, but I don't know if I can finagle one that's got like a curve on it so that the trash cans can be down here and you can still see it and they don't get hidden by the tablecloth. And now that I'm thinking and saying that out loud, maybe that could just be I could fold up part of the tablecloth and eliminate that issue. Yeah, I overthink this stuff. Anyways, I got this sketchbook out because I was thinking about, well, like trying to sketch my draft for what I want to do for that double-decker thing, but honestly, what it's going to be, you kind of saw in the picture, like I'm going to have my bottom, this is the base one, and then I'm going to make, as much as I'd like to be fancy, I think I should not do that. Like, covering it in paper is going to take me long enough, so instead of making any kind of fancy shape out of the cardboard, I'm thinking I'm gonna stick with squares. I'm gonna be standard. If I had thought of this way ahead of time, like several months ago, I could have done something more extravagant, but we can't do that. Now, my only issue, now that I'm doodling this, the base is going to be wider, I think. Because like I said, my one box is bigger. So I don't know. Would these have to be like angled somehow? That might be complicated. I don't know if, because then I'd have to, like, I'd have to make these at sort of an angle. I'm not an engineer, don't come for me, okay? I make crap out of cardboard, so that would be an issue. So I don't have any other like pre-made boxes, so I could measure the top here, whatever size that is, that small one, and just like build another box that's the same size. And I know I could put the pegs like in the middle, so like they wouldn't be flush on the bottom. But I don't know if I'd like that. Like, I want everything to be flush. That's my issue. Like I said, we're making it out of trash, but I don't want it to look like I made it out of trash. I don't want it to look slapped together. I want it to look finished. So, yeah, I think I might do that. I think I might make this bottom piece and just make it smaller. Or the one box I have, maybe I'll just trim it down and then I'll just glue one rectangle of the right size to that one end and like, oh, it's shorter now, boom, we're done. So that's my plan. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll probably do what I just explained with the bottom piece. I'll do that off camera. I don't really think you need to see that. I'm just gonna be cutting and gluing. And maybe once I have all my pieces, because I don't think you even necessarily need to see me cut out these pegs, my little stands here. Because if I make the top, the bottom, same size, these rectangle pieces, I'm just going to make 4 a piece. So 16 of these rectangles. Up to you what kind of size you want. I'm gonna do, I don't know, like, this is me not measuring. I think like this would be good. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. And I don't know what else I'll do on camera. Like, I could do some of the assembling. I don't know if anyone cares about that. Because, again, I'm just going to be hot gluing the legs to the bottom and then the top. And then I'm going to be covering it in paper. So, we'll see. We'll see what I decide. And when I'll be back, who knows? Okay, just to kind of show you what I'm doing here, I traced the bottom of the box that obviously I was going to use for my junk journal stuff, so that I can have these be the same size. Of course, the issue I run into is that I should have, cut that off first. Well, same for that one, but whatever, I'll do that off camera. What I'm gonna do first if you want to know my process, I'm going to cut these flaps off. I'm going to cut all those off first, because it'll make it easier on me, and then I'll work my way around cutting everything else. So, that's my plan so far. Alright, don't look at my disaster everything. So, I started taping stuff, and stupid freaking hiccups. Okay, I started taping stuff, and my tape, it's like old, so it sticks to itself and keeps ripping weirdly. You can see all these strange pieces I've got. So I was trying to sculpt. That's what I was telling myself. Sculpting with tape. I'm being delicate and wrapping it out. I don't know what goes on in my brain. I just plugged in the hot glue gun because it's like, why are you not hot gluing it first and then like put the tape on there for reinforcement? Because I mean I could glue on top of the tape, but I feel like that's really not going to do anything. So yeah, my bad, my dumb. I'm gonna glue the rest of this now and then put the tape over top of it. In case you're wondering, this bump I have here, that was supposed to be on the bottom. I warned you, I'm not an engineer. Except I don't know if I said that in the video or just to myself when I sit down here and talk out loud the whole time. I don't know, but here now you know. I don't know what I'm doing ever. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna have my pieces. I'm gonna glue this next wall on, and then this should be done, and then I'm gonna be stuck cutting out my 16 rectangles, so that'll be fun. And by fun I mean not at all. So I will see you then or sometime. Alright, so here's the handcrafted box that I had to make myself so it would fit. I did what I did with the trash can. If you watched that video, I just covered it all in paper to like double reinforce it to make sure everything stays where it needs to stay. It still feels a little flimsy for my liking, but man, I don't know. I was thinking this was gonna go on the bottom, but if people need to like reach in and look at stuff, this is the taller version, and I think the shorter versions should be on the bottom. So I don't know, we'll see. Once I put the legs on it, maybe it'll hold up. I mean, it freaking better, or I might cry. But anyway, I still have some paint to touch up because this looks a little shoddy. I was trying to think what else I could do to like finish it up and make it look nice, and my brain immediately goes to like, oh, you could cut stuff out of cardboard and like make little cute corner accents and all that shit, and I'm just like, do we have time for that though, Beth? Do we have time? Like right now, yes, I have time, but it could become September 20th, oops, and then like, you know, to thank God I got this box done, but then like I don't have any of my notebooks done, I don't have other stuff made. I'm trying to bear that in mind. Like, you have a lot more on your list, and I need to do this quick. This really shouldn't even be a priority. I was just, you know, again, thinking saving space on my table. If I feel like it's worth putting up here after I touch up some of the painting, because you don't really need to see that. If I decide to do some kind of decor or whatever, I'll come back and do that with you, so you can see my thought process. Even though you should know by now. It's just like, it can be summed up with chaotic. That's my thought process. Anyways, I will see you in a second. Okay, back briefly. Welcome to my mess. Here's my box that I painted. Very standard black and white stripes because I'm obsessed. And my swirly thing on the bottom, which I don't know if anyone will really see, or will it matter? Probably not, but oh well. I think I'm gonna Mod Podge this, just so everything like stays where it is, and sometimes the paint wants to crackle, and I'm hoping if I were to Mod Podge it, it would stop that. So that's my next step here. That was my next plan. So I don't know how tall I want this. Actually, this will be the other way. This will be down here. and then so like it's again easier to reach in, because if I had the taller box, people aren't going to be able to see down here as well. So I want to make sure I have that sorted. So I'm going to have my posts here, so they're only going to have like, you know, yay, this much room to like reach in and look at stuff. Now that I'm speaking out loud, that sounds like it's going to be an issue. Well, whatever. I'm just thinking, as long as I make it tall enough so they have enough room to reach in and sift, it should be fine. Or they can come in on the side and look at them there. So that's the goal. I'm probably going to paint this the same. That, or I'll paint this like solid purple or maybe solid red, because I like purple and red together. I don't know why they're my like favorite color combination. Red, I almost said yellow. Red, purple, and black. I love that color combination. You know, people ask you your favorite color. I don't have like just one. Like I have favorite combinations, but none of them are like, but this one in particular, like purple might be the closest to my favorite color, but really I like a lot of colors. Anyways, that's not important. So just while I'm here, I am considering, I don't know, for the black and white box, you know, I made these cardboard stamps. I was thinking about using them to obviously like stamp on the outside or something for extra decor, but I don't know. I don't know if that would ruin my stripe theme I have going on. But I think that's it for now, because what I'm gonna do next, first I'm gonna cover all of this in paper, I'm gonna paint it, and then I'm gonna make the posts. I'm gonna cover those in paper and glue them together and then paint them. And then I will assemble. And so maybe I can assemble everything on camera. But really, that's just gonna be me. I'm gonna glue in these corners and put the post in and do that 4 times. And then glue the big box to the top. Like, that's all there's gonna be to it. Like, I'm not gonna do anything like fancy. Although, I may have just lied to you. I don't know. I'm still undecided. I have lace and stuff, and I was thinking about like decorating the outside, but I don't really know yet. I don't know what my own plan is. So, while I'm gluing paper, I'll think about that, and you'll find out in the next clip what I do, because I don't know. Hello, welcome back. It is another day, another outfit. I have this next bottom piece done. I know, I still haven't like actually made the post to glue it together. This is taking me too long. So this will probably be another last-minute upload by me. But here I used the one cardboard stamp I made. I'm gonna try and keep the bottom piece a little more simple, so it's not like too wow with a bunch of like the stripy pattern and then another pattern on this one. So yeah, that's basically my plan. Bottom piece done. Now we're moving on to the posts. We'll see how much of that I actually get done. Hello. Another outfit change, I know, don't talk to me about it. This is taking me longer than I wanted it to. Really wrapping everything in paper so that like stuff looks smoother is the longest part of this process. So I finished, oop, they're sticking together, these little stands. I think I might have to change the angle of my camera. So I ended up making these triangles instead of squares because I hate squares. I'm just kidding. The squares would have been too big because I need people to be able to reach their hand in here. And believe it or not, they're just smaller. Like, they fit a little bit better versus, again, like the squares where you can't really even reach in. See, now I'm shifting this because I'm like, which way actually is better? But yeah, I'm just like hoping to God this works because I put too much time into this for it to not work. I guess I'll keep you around for this if you're curious because guess who left the hot glue gun on again? Definitely wasn't me. My stupid phone, if it's gonna keep bleaching me out, stay there. Don't change it. Okay. It'll probably change it. So don't be shocked if it does. So I'm thinking, like, I could have them flush in the corner where this flat side is here, right? But I feel like that still limits space, like being able to maneuver your hand in here and look at the contents. I think kind of doing it at, which angle did I have it? Something more like this. I think it would give me a little more room. Then my perfectionism kicks in, you know, and I'm just like, but it won't be flush on the side, but it's not flush over here either, so it's like lose-lose. I think I'm gonna do it like this. This flat end is gonna be as flush as I can get it on this side, which isn't very, but you know, I gotta live with that. That's what happens when you make your own shit. Who knows, maybe I'll just speed through this. I don't even know if you need to be here for this, to be honest. See, here's my dilemma, which is why I keep flipping it around. The edges on this side, like this side's a little bit taller, a little uneven. So I was gonna put that down here because I think it would work better. But then I don't have as much paint on the top. I'm like, is that gonna show up? I don't know. I guess this side's a little taller too, so maybe it doesn't even matter, and I should still put it here. My plan is so flawed. Okay, I might be able to bump it up against the side here like that. I think I'm just gonna have to accept that it's not going to be as flush against the side as I would like it to be. So then I just like hold it as tight as possible as I wait for the hot glue to dry, because there's gonna be a gap here. I can't escape that. This box has kind of rounded edges, so these angular sides just don't fit flat up against the edge. So it is what it is. So then turning it on the inside, and bearing in mind, if you want to make this crazy box I'm attempting, oh no, it's coming apart. First of all, hold it a little bit longer. Second of all, I'm gonna glue more in here. Please, can you please just stay? Can you stop doing that? Stop freaking me out. Nope. Okay, we can't have that lean down. I wanted you to be able to see me gluing. It's just not gonna happen. So you put the glue down and use the tip of the glue gun to kind of press it in. Because just globbing it on, first of all, looks messier, and two, I feel like it doesn't stay as well. So if you use the tip of the glue gun, press it in just a tiny bit to smooth it down and keep all that glue right where you want it. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna do that on each corner, and then I'm going to balance my box full of junk journals and see if it like holds before I glue it. Part of me has high hopes that I'm just feeling like it should be enough, because I'm gonna have 4 pegs, like it should be able to hold it, but I don't know. The thing that's worrying me is that kept pulling up down here as I was leaning it over. Granted, the glue was still a little wetter than I expected. And I'm thinking about maybe filling in some glue on this side to maybe help keep it upright. See, painting this all individually was great and all, but now that I'm actually trying to assemble, I'm wondering, kind of like a paper mache thing, if I like had more paper and I like put it up against the side so it looked more smooth and not like, oh, there's a big gap there in your box. I don't know if it would hold it better. Like, that's the only reason I'd want to take that extra time to try and do that. And we are going to hold this position until further notice. Oh, I have my hair collecting on. Random side note, I'm trying to decide if I want to cut my hair again or if I want to let it grow out. When I was younger, a few years ago, I had my hair like, I had long hair. And I liked how it looked, but I always ran into the issue that I'm having currently, like, you know, your hair starts to get longer and it's more like noticeable, like when it catches on everything. And I just feel like, you know, there's more of it. It's everywhere, and that's a big issue for me. But I also didn't realize that some people can't grow their hair out as quickly as I can. I'm not saying that's the only reason I should grow my hair out, but I remember going to the salon and I had colored it a few times, and so I was like, it's time for me to cut it. And I was talking to one of the girls there, and she was asking me, well, how long did it take you to grow your hair? I was like, I don't know, like 6 years or something like that. She's like, this is only 6 years of hair growth, because I had a bob and 6 years passed and then it was like way down here. And she had like shoulder length hair, and she was telling me how she had a really hard time actually getting her hair to grow out. So I'm like, should I grow my hair out because I can, or I don't know, is it worth it? Because I kind of liked having long hair, but once it's long, it's like you have to start doing stuff with it. You have to put it up, which I don't mind sometimes, but I don't know. I've never been one to do my hair super fancy. Like, I have different bun variations that I'll do, and that's about it. Or low pigtails, that was one of my go-tos. But like braiding and stuff like that, I can't do it, so I don't. It would look nice if I could figure it out, but I can't. I tried so many times to try and like French braid my own hair, and especially when it's long, it's really, really hard to like figure it out and hold all your hair in place and like try to braid it down. It just didn't work. See, that glue that I put at the bottom, it's like lifted up. Let's see if I can show you. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like lifting from the box, which that's not good. That makes me wonder if I should not have Mod Podged this box until I should have glued this first and then did all my Mod Podge stuff. So there you go, pro tip if you try to do something like this, save Mod Podging for last. I don't know if that's the issue or not. I do just wonder, with it being so sleek, if the glue is having trouble actually sticking to my post. See, I wish I could do more, but I feel like that's about all I can manage. See, it's pulling up again. That is not good. This might take me a while, so instead of just sitting here silently, I will pause this, and once I get the posts assembled and all that crap, I'll be back. Okay, after all my gluing is done, this isn't glued on yet, but good news, I think this is gonna work. I think we got a setup going here. So then, all I'm gonna do is glue this, obviously, to my pegs. And this has all my junk journals in it, the ones I want to tape to the Fandemonium, so it's a little heavy, but this doesn't seem to be bending or anything, and so that's a relief. So, just to show you what I did, again, like you're gonna make this yourself, but if you make something similar, or you just like want ideas, what I did for this, I don't know if you'll be able to tell. I'm gonna try and get my camera to focus here. Okay, so it looks like mostly glue on this peg. Do one of these look more like paper? Because I rolled up paper and I stuffed it inside each peg. And some of them are like longer strips. Let me get the page to show you. Okay, so I just had an old page from an altered book. We cut out the pages. This is what I had. So let me move you down here. If you can see anything. My dumb camera. Can you just focus, please, for the love of God? Okay, so you take it and roll it this way. Like a scroll. A mysterious scroll that you will never read. No one will ever read. This is kind of like putting a message in a bottle, except you're sealing it up with hot glue, like you're encasing it in there. So it's like a nice little fossil. Anyways, I had several of these that I stacked down here and I layered them. So there's a ton of paper in there. And I just did that to help reinforce these pegs so they don't like capsize. I don't really know if that's gonna work, but like, I mean, I'll find out the day of when I'm, you know, at the Fandemonium, seeing if any of this works, you know. Will it all fall apart on me and embarrass me in front of people? Maybe, but I don't know yet. The spots of hot glue, which are on the bottom, that it's not like a huge deal. I probably wouldn't have to paint it. Like, you can't really tell on the camera. Not majorly anyway. I mean, obviously, like down here, I think, yeah, you can see that. But I think I might put another layer of black paint just because I just want to hide it as much as possible. Like, people know it's been hot glued. Like, they're not dumb. but I still want to try and hide it. So that's what I'm gonna do. And once I have it all together, maybe I'll just put up like a picture, you know, like I did with my garland video, or even my stamps. It'll just be, here it is, that's the end. Because I really don't want this to go on too long. I just wanted this to be a quick little craft video. And that's it. So if this is the last clip, thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you next time. Bye.